Hello, YouTubers, fellow reloaders, hobbyists, woodworkers, restorers, collectors, antiquers, handy persons, handymen, handywomen, and anything else. Reloading Bench back with you once again. I'm not sure what order you'll see this in, so bear with me. But I've wanted to do this for a couple years now. This pour on ultra thick clear finish, because over the last 10 years or so, whenever I used to make wood bases like my Hornady base, which I will cut to here in a second, and I'll weave that cut in here right as I'm talking. What I used to do was make a quarter-inch wood top, oak, usually oak, and I would buy some type of vendor sticker, decal, whatever, and I would put it on. And again, I would treat the oak with some poly, which this has been treated with a couple coats of wipe-on poly, and then I would put the sticker on, and then obviously the sticker would be easy to catch. So then I would shoot it with layers of lacquer. And lacquer's kind of messy. Sometimes it bubbles, sometimes it doesn't lay down good, and then, sanding and recoating lacquer and rinse and repeat. It's just a tedious process. So I'm going to try something different with this one. So this is obviously the base for the RCBS Green Machine, and the Green Machine is this triangle mounting, and these four are for my T-slot. So I've ordered a RCBS sticker, which I thought was appropriate for this particular area, because the output bin will go here. So I thought, that's a lot of space. How about something to catch the eye? And then I thought, okay, if I put a sticker down after I've got the couple coats of poly, what should I do in terms of thickening that so that it's a uniform coat, so that when you draw your hand across it, you don't catch on the sticker, the edge of the decal. So I've seen this in the same store as this color. I've seen this before, and every time I walk by it, I'm like, yeah, I need to try that once, where you just essentially, and because I've played with the epoxies, if you recall, so I've done resin casting, and this is very similar. You mix part A to part B, and then you pour. And there's the difference. So instead of pouring into a mold, I would be pouring onto the surface. And that's where my concern is how thick will it... they say it's self-leveling, so I need to do this on a level surface, and the garage is not level because technically it's canted about 11 degrees for water runoff. So doing that on the bench here is probably not the best idea, because I would not get an even coat. And then I would need to do something to create like a moat, or something to catch all the stuff that runs off, because I'd be concerned with the edging as well as the bottom, and how it I'm not going to do anything on this side for this stuff. I'll probably put a couple of 4 thin rubber feet, but I'll do that after I try this stuff. So the next time you see this, it will have a RCBS green sticker, and I will have attempted either this product or a similar product. So I was quite bummed out, I got to tell you, when I went to this big box shop and looked on the shelf, and I saw this one, and then next to it they had 3 other colors. So this is crystal clear. They had a green, a gray, and a blue tint. The gray was like some fancy name for gray. So the teal blue, the gray, and the I think it was a brown. And then this one. Those were all $24. This one was $36. I'm like, why is this 30% more for clear? If anything, shouldn't this one be $24 and all the fancy colors be a premium? Because normally the plain Jane version of anything is usually the cheapest as opposed to the fancy schmancy. So the fancy schmancies were $24 and the plain Jane was $36. So I may be returning this to this shop because the competitor shop, which has this color, has a smaller version of this for a lot less money. So instead of instead of a quart, I think it's 16 ounces. I got to double check the package because I don't need this much for this project. And again, I'm trying this out. So yeah, the pint, the 16 ounce covers 3 square feet. I have about 1 square foot. So this 32 ounces is enough for 6 square feet. So you could say, well, aren't you going to keep this and use it for other projects? Maybe, because, you know, I like covering the oak in something durable, and, you know, the poly's not durable. So, and it's not shiny. Shiny's cool. So, you know, I've been to bars where this is on the countertop, and it's pretty cool. So we will see how this product or similar product works in a somewhat future video. As I pull my cover aside, this is what I was talking about, this particular decal. So I can start to feel where I've sanded things down and it's rubbing right here. So this was done with spray-on gloss, varnishy, shellacky stuff. Multiple coats, sanding, waxing. It was just a pain in the butt. So I'm hoping that the one coat of the super glaze or whatever it's called does the trick. So we'll see. Update time. All right, so our RCBS sticker has arrived, and I will mock this up by mounting the press, or at least putting it in position. Probably assign the see where this fits best, and then maybe center that. So I'm guessing that the sticker will be somewhere in there, and then we will apply the glaze coat. More to come. All right, so that's the look I'm going to go after in terms of where I place this. Probably right about there. Press is mock mounted, and I did find my eBay purchase. I found a 1 ounce narrow mouth bottle that is somewhat translucent, so you'd be able, well, if I could put this in this, if I could put it in front of the camera, you can see primers. Now, if there were more primers in there, you can at least see how full it is. So that is something that is now off the checklist. And that was a much smaller bottle than what CH4D had. All right, so that's what we'll do. Next time you see this, it'll be shinier. Hello, YouTubers. Reloading Bench back with you again for a quickie update on the base. So this was the product, my epoxy. So it came out beautifully shiny. But my skill is better in woodworking than wood finishing. So this is along the same lines of what I would call the resin casting, that it's not something I do regularly, so I'm not good at it. I would get better as I do more of them, but I thought it came out cool enough for what I'm trying to do. The shine from the lights is just amazing. So we've got some serious glossy gloss going. But I like how it covered, and it's still curing, so I'm not going to touch it. It's only been a day. It needs 72 hours to cure, so once it's cured, I'll re-sand the back because of the drips and whatnot, and I use tape to keep from the edges from getting the drippy drips. But I think it'll be quite nice in terms of a solid finish, and my main goal was to make a single, a seamless top, so that this sticker, if you drag your finger across it, you won't feel the sticker. So it's now sealed forever there until I either sand it or remove it or whatever. But I think this came out good enough for what it's intended for. All right, YouTubers, The press cover for the Green Machine #1 is done. The plate base is all treated. We got some rubber feet. This is cured, and I'll have to say that green is a pretty decent match. Not exact, but good enough. So the next time you see this combination, the press will be mounted and covered in the cover.